Every now and again, LEGO releases a set that just reaffirms my appreciation for this hobby, and today I'm happy to say that I might already have found that set for 2024. I'm Joe from Dark Animals, and this is my review of the LEGO Icons set 10327, the Atreides Royal Ornithopter. This set is based on the insect-like craft as seen in the 2021 film Dune by Denis Villeneuve, and consists of a very technical recreation of the ship, as well as a full set of 8 minifigures. Let's take a look at the ship first, because there's quite a bit to unpack here. This was a very difficult build for me for one big reason. If it wasn't clear just by looking at it, this is a Technic set parading as an icon set, and I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of LEGO Technic sets. However, I also have to admit, physically painful build aside, that I don't see how the set could have been anything else. This set is a technical masterpiece, designed by the amazing Mike Zeike, who designed my all-time favorite set, Rivendell, and the rationale behind the choice to go Technic is totally justified when you see the functions that have been included into the set. The 8 wings that make this model so iconic can be unfolded to reveal a very impressive wingspan. The best part is that it can also be retracted by pulling on this lever, which allows it to elegantly hug the slender body of the ship. But that's not all. The wings can also accurately flap like it does in the film by repeatedly pressing this button at the back. As you can see, the build is sturdy enough for me to hold it by the tail as intended. The landing gear and ramp can also be raised or lowered by turning these rocket step elements, and the fact that these feet can hold up this model is pretty impressive. And how are all of these functions possible? Well, by having a complicated mess of Technic bars and pins fill up the entire interior of the ship. This is the one big visual downside of the ship for me personally, because in the midsection you do see a lot of those exposed Technic pieces. I really don't like seeing holes in the blocks or the numerous red and blue pins. But fortunately, my admiration for what LEGO has achieved, coupled with my love for Dune, totally won me over at the end of the day. Fortunately, the one section that's not overrun by Technic is the cockpit. The way this comes together is amazing. The sharp angles created by the various windshield and window pieces is perfect, and I love the smoky look of these transparent pieces. The 2 large pieces to the side can also be opened, which allows us access to the cockpit. The controls are quite Spartan, with only the 2 throttle pieces and the overused printed display included, but the cockpit can easily hold 2 minifigures, seeing how this set is 100% minifigure scaled, even if it is massive. LEGO has also made it very easy to add your figures because the seats are built as a removable section, so you can just pop it out, place your figures, and slot it back in without any hassle. I'm only a little bit sad that the ship can't hold more figures in the hull. We also get 2 of these printed tiles to the sides, and thankfully there are no annoying stickers included in this set. Moving on to the figures, starting with our main character, Paul Atreides. He's wearing his dark green House Atreides uniform, and while this isn't the most detailed figure, I do like the emblem on his chest and the detail on his collar. He also has 2 facial expressions that I think does an okay job. Next up we have Duncan Idaho in this very casual outfit. I like his half tucked in shirt and open collar, and the addition of his 2 knives is great. His face prints are well detailed and appropriate for the context of this character. And here's Lady Jessica, sporting the beautiful gold dress she wore for her arrival on Arrakis. The gold print on the pearl body is fantastic, and I love getting this hood piece in gold. She also has one of my favorite face prints with those gold chains draped over her face, but I also appreciate the fact that LEGO gave us an extra hairpiece for her. Next up is Gurney Halleck, kitted out in full armor. The silver printing on his legs and torso is excellent, and I love the fact that the print continues onto his shoulder piece. I maybe would have liked one of his faces to be a little bit more stern, seeing how he's quite a serious character in the film, but his beard does look great. Here we have Duke Leto, sporting the first still suit of the set. The design is incredibly detailed, and I love that the suit is gunmetal and not grey. There's no way LEGO could have ever captured Oscar Isaac's magnificent beard in the film, but it's far from being terrible. I also like the hairpiece that they've chosen for him. Next up is Chani, technically the only true-born Fremen included in this set. She's wearing the same still suit, but I appreciate the inclusion of the scarf piece and white crysknife. I love the face mask design and the signature blue eyes of prolonged exposure to spice, but I wish the one side featured the tube going into her nose. Rounding out the still suit is Dr. Liet Kynes, the ecologist of Dune. Again, same suit design, but this time we get this awesome cloth piece and 2 hooks that the Fremen use to ride the worms. Her hairpiece is perfect, and again I like the inclusion of the face mask. And finally we get to what I think is the most interesting minifigure LEGO has ever released, Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. This figure has no printing on his body and only one face print, but this long cloth robe he's wearing is so striking. It's so simple and yet so genius to add this transparent stand to make him levitate like he does in the film. Truly an awful character magnificently captured in LEGO form. I'm going to wrap up this review with a word of caution, because your enjoyment of the set will really depend on two things: your tolerance for Technic and your love of Dune. If you're a Technic fan, the set is one of the best regardless of its ties to the film. And if you're a fan of Dune, I would really recommend this set even if it was challenging to build at times. I fully support the decision to lean so heavily into the technical side of things because the features included elevates the set so much more. I never thought I would see Dune minifigures, and I think each character included in the set is excellent. I do miss the inclusion of Stilgar and Rabban Harkonnen, and maybe a simple stand for the figures, but that's a very minor complaint all things considered. Anyways, let me know what you thought about this set in the comments, and please consider liking or subscribing to this channel if you like this review and what we do. And as always, thanks for watching.